Okay, it's a quick video for myself, Harvey Goldman. No cuts, no edits, no filters, and no hair. So for today's video, it's a very quick one about the UK's retirement crisis, and it really is a crisis. If you think you're going to retire comfortably in Britain, think again. If you stick around, I am going to show you why the system is built for you to fail, and also in small ways how you can actually fight back. So the UK pension system is falling apart for the average person. People are working longer, they are saving less, and either way, they're not going to have enough to actually retire on. This is the new retirement reality. So by the end of this video, you'll understand why pensions are not what they used to be, why they're not what they seem, and what's really waiting for people once they hit 65 or 67 in 2 years' time, and also the hidden costs that nobody is warning you about. So let's have a think about it. Life expectancy versus retirement age. So retirement age is rising to 67, and I would pencil that as being 67 plus, because it's rumoured to go up to 68 by 2030, but we're looking at 67 by 2028, and that's facts. But healthy life expectancy, health span, stagnates at 63, 64, which is obviously where the retirement age used to be many years ago. There is a state pension shortfall. The current full state pension for this year is basically 11,500 or thereabouts per year. So about 220-ish pounds a week. Now that is far below the recommended retirement income, which is actually 23,800. So there's a stark contrast there. That is actually just less than 50% of the recommended retirement income. So if you think, if you could live on 11,500 now, fantastic. You're probably going to be okay, assuming that inflation doesn't murder your savings any further and your pension doesn't get swept away before you get there to be able to take it. Auto enrollment now, the minimum contribution levels are actually too low to build a sustainable pension. So yes, we've got auto enrollment. It is a good thing. It basically forces people that wouldn't otherwise bother saving into a position where they are going to be able to look after their future. But the levels that are put in, even with employer contributions, so if you put in, say, 5%, your employer puts in 3%. So even with that, 8% a month, it's not enough. It's definitely not enough. You're going to be absolutely caught short when you come to pull that pension. Private pensions are in decline. Now, many workers, especially those in gig economy jobs, they're not even saving at all. Private pensions are in decline because, well, for one, criminality. How many times have we seen in the news that private pension pots have been, rug pulled from the people that invested into them? And all those people have lost 20, 30, 40 years worth of savings because somebody wanted a boat in the Maldives. So it happens. Private pensions are also in decline because people are under the illusion they can rely on the workplace pension, or worse, the state pension. It's not going to happen. The silent inflation killer, basically, rising prices, what you see around you, rising costs of living, it's eroding pension value much, much faster than expected. Now, I know, obviously, I've gone into this before, that the inflation figures that we're fed are basically made up. It's a bit like me looking at the range that's available on my EV. It's a guessometer. They put something out there that they think won't upset people too much. I guarantee you that if you think the real inflation figures are 5 or 6%, you can add 10% to that. It's probably nearer 15 or 16. In fact, it might even be higher than that. You just have to look around you at the cost of goods, at how much things are going up, and then backtrack to what they were, even 3 years ago. Yeah, it's ludicrous, and we are being fed media spin. Make no bones about it. We are absolutely being fed BS by the media because it's a way of placating us. It's a way of keeping us just bubbling under probable revolution at some point. So, housing costs going into retirement. Now, more and more retirees are actually renting. Average rents have obviously increased. They're going up about 8% year on year. And in fact, some years it's 10%. Now, this makes it unsustainable for pensioners because their pension pots aren't going up 10% a year. They're lucky if they go up 1% a year. So, what are the solutions here? Well, I'm sad to say it, but you're going to have to keep working. And that is the only answer. If you're at pension age and you're relying on a pension and you can't live on it, you're going to have to keep working. If you're not pension age and you're relying on a pension, you need to literally pull your finger out and you need a side hustle, you need a better paid job, you need all of the above. You need income from every single avenue. You need side hustles, you need passive income streams. You need to increase your contributions earlier if you can without adding detriment to other areas of your life. Think about your health. You need to rethink what retirement might need to look like. Now, for myself, the easiest way out of this is to take the money that I've got, cash out on my house, take my savings, my sort of relatively small investments, and to take that overseas where the costs of living are vastly different to those in the UK. Some might argue that the lifestyle is a lot better in some countries than it is in the UK. Some countries haven't been hit with the same economic crisis that the UK's been going through for the last, well, maybe 10 or 12 years. So, what does retirement look like for you? Really keen to find out. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. YouTube is going to put another video probably about there. The algorithm's pretty clever and it thinks you're going to like it. It's probably right. So there you go. Like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell. Goldman. Peace out.